So I'm super exhausted. I'm about to go to sleep, but boys went straight to sleep after the movie because we stayed up a bit later past our time. Like I usually start getting ready for bed an hour before they typically fall asleep. Um and we stayed up way past that time, so they didn't actually go to sleep until close to the time that they usually go to sleep. So no story time tonight. But they didn't mind so much. Because I went and picked them up after work and went and got a bunch of stuff, including treats because we already had popcorn, microwave popcorn at home. Um, and some fast food or whatever. Then straight home so we can watch the movie. Um, if you haven't seen it, spoilers. But this basically deals with Puss in Boots coming to terms with his 9 lives and that he is on his last life. So if he dies again, that's it. And he basically comes face to face with death itself, which is in the form of a wolf in this case. And so he finds out that there could be a magical means to get all his 9 lives back. Um, but on the journey, he finds friends and reconnects with Kitty Softpaws. So I really like that because I enjoyed that character. Um, and they're dynamic too. They're amazing. But basically, it was him learning about life and about appreciating and valuing life itself because he didn't seem to appreciate or value any of his other lives. Um, so it's kind of learning to enjoy what you have, um, finding love and finding friendship outside of yourself. Because he was pretty self centered, very, very arrogant. He was in love with the legend of himself, right? Um, but I thought it was a wholesome movie. I really enjoyed it. The boys really loved it. I have a setup in my living room where I got like one of those big projector screens, the kind that you can put like outside and have like an outdoor movie thing. I just attached it to the ceiling and wall, and then I set up a little thing behind the couch on the opposite end of the living room so that I can have a projector. So it's like our own little, mini movie theater. Um, and now with the PS4, um, it's like we're playing like video games on this big screen. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, so we watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. And I'm sad because at the time that is in theaters, I couldn't afford to take the boys. I don't really. It's so expensive to go to movie theaters these days, but I couldn't take them to go see it when it was out just because I just couldn't afford it. But I'm in a much better position right now, so I do plan to take him to, I hope, at least another couple movies this year. One of them I'm really excited to be Little Mermaid. I really want to see that with them. Um, but yeah, Puss in Boots: Last Wish. It was amazing. It's very wholesome. It had a lot of good um it had a lot of good moments. Some of the other characters, like it was Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and how she wanted to wish because she wanted a particular type of family dynamic. So it was her learning how to appreciate what she had with the Three Bears because she was an orphan and they took her in. Um, and then of course there's Jack Horner, which I actually enjoyed him as a villain because um he seemed like such an offshoot character, and someone mentioned like, oh, that fairy tale, and he's like, it's a nursery rhyme, not a fairy tale. um so in a way you can see his bitterness and being like kind of the joke when it comes to all these other characters, all these fantastical magical characters. And so he has been on this, drive to get all magical things in existence for himself. So him wanting the wish for himself was so that he could get all the magic ever, all to himself. He's very self-centered, very cruel, very greedy. Um, so he made a good bad guy. He made a very stereotypical bad guy from like there's no soft spot to him. He doesn't have a soul type of thing. He's just straight up bad, and these are his motivations, and he really doesn't care who dies and who, he has to get through to get what he wants. So I liked having just a straight-laced bad guy with no softness to him, nothing that can be redeemed. Even a play on Jiminy Cricket was just like, you're just straight up bad. You're just horrible. Um, lot of references, so many references that I am not even going to try to touch all the references in this movie, but they are there and they're amazing and I love them. But yeah, the characters learning what it meant for connections, for family, for enjoying the life and valuing the life you have and the people in it, and not trying to search for something when you can be comfortable with what you have. And I resonated that a little bit because I personally, being a single mom, thought that I wasn't very successful, thought that I wasn't doing much, or not enough for my boys, for myself. And even though people told me, like, you're doing great, I still doubted myself so much. And there are some people who told me recently that success is the fact that your kids are happy and smiling and they are healthy and they have a safe place where they can be themselves. So appreciate what you have because you built that and it is amazing. And so that's how I related to it. That's how I felt. I was like, oh my gosh, like I really enjoyed that, though, that sometimes you keep searching for something and it's okay. You don't have to go that far. Maybe what you have is enough. I do think it's worth pursuing things in life, but I don't think it should be at the expense of others or yourself. So I think there were a lot of good lessons, very wholesome. It wasn't too extreme as far as action. Like that's like it felt like the appropriate amount of action for a Puss in Boots movie, for any of those kind of movies. Um, it was a lot about connections, a lot about appreciating what you have, and also Puss in Boots like facing off with death. I really love the fight scenes with that. Oh my gosh, so amazing, and the animation just mwah, chef's kiss. It was amazing. So if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. Um, I think one of my friends said that it was on Peacock and that you can stream it there. Um, I didn't know because I don't have Peacock, so I just impulse bought the movie, bought the movie. Um, so I impulse bought the movie at the time that I was at Walmart, so that's why I have it. But wherever you're able to, you should be able to stream it somewhere. Or it was like $20 at Walmart. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. I really enjoyed it. I can tell the boys are gonna want to rewatch it because they really liked it, but they were super tired because, you know, we could have done movie night tomorrow or something, Saturday night, but the boys really wanted to see this movie. We've been waiting for at least a day. And I was like, okay, let's watch it Friday night because then we can all sleep in Saturday, which they were totally for. So, so after getting some shopping done, because we had to get some items, related to the PS4, like some more cords. We need some more cords. And so yeah, and then we just got treats. We had popcorn. We got food. We were just like sitting there munching as we were watching, and just it was awesome. So, definitely worth it. Yeah, and it was a good movie. It's got some good lessons, and it still had the quirky dialogue, that the quirky back and forth between certain characters, and I really like the dog. I really like the dog. He is so sweet. I love him so much. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, I love Puss in Boots, and yeah, I love Kitty Softpaws, and yeah, I like Goldilocks. I like Goldilocks. She's pretty awesome. But the dog, I can't pronounce his name. I would butcher it and sound awful. But the dog is so cute. Oh my gosh, like I need a plushie of this dog. He is so freaking adorable. Does a plushie even exist of this character? I have to check that out because he's so cute. He's so adorable. I just love the dog. He's like what you would hope to be as a person, like just as a general, like in general as a person, as a human being, as an individual. he's what you would strive towards because he's such an awesome and beautiful and pure character, and I love him so much. Like, oh my gosh. And like, I don't know, maybe it's my dissociation, or maybe it's just because I've been through so much that I almost laugh it off when I probably shouldn't. But at one point, Puss and Kitty ask him, like, what's your story? And he tells them, and it's a really sad story. He's like, oh, it's a funny story. But he's like, he's super trusting. And like, he probably shouldn't be. But he's such a pure soul, and he's so beautiful, and I love him so much. And I'm just like, I'm not saying that I'm a pure soul. I don't know if I could think that about myself, but the whole, like, horrible things happened. But I have dark humor, and I'm going to consider it funny. I don't think that the dog thought it was, like, dark humor. But he's like, it's a funny story. And they're just like, that's the saddest funny story I've ever heard. Like, after he's done telling them how he was, like, mistreated and pretty much, like, people tried to kill him, but he survived. So I'm just like, I can relate to that. The whole people trying to do away with me or make me do away with myself, and I survived. Yay, it's a funny story. Not really. It's not actually that funny, but me being me. Anyway, I love that character. He's amazing. So, all right, I'm super tired. I need to go to sleep. I've taken some medicine because sinus just is so bad. Stuff going on in my area, and it's just bad. That's an understatement. That is like a gross understatement to all the bad things. But anyway, haven't seen the movie? Go see it. If you have it, awesome. It's great. It's worth watching. All right. I will see you guys when I see you. So bye.